Chiori is the latest character coming to Genshin Impact 4.5. She's going to end up being in the Phase 1 banner alongside Itto, but you might want to wait because in the Phase 2 banner, we're going to have neuvillette as well as Kazuha having a rerun. Also, Chiori obviously is going to have a new 5-star weapon that will end up going with her, but today's video is going to be focusing on her as a character alone. So first, her elemental skill, Fluttering Hasode, which dashes nimbly forward with silken steps. Once this dash ends, Chiori will summon the automaton doll Sode beside her and sweep her blade upward, dealing area effect geo damage to nearby opponents based on her attack and defense. Holding the skill will cause it to behave differently. Holding the skill allows you to go into aiming mode and choose the direction that you dash. The little robot ally, Sode, will slash at nearby opponents at intervals, dealing area effect geo damage based on Chiori's attack and defense. And while active, if there are nearby geo constructs or geo constructs are created nearby, an additional Sode will be summoned next to your active character. Only one additional Sode can be summoned in this manner, and its duration is independently counted, meaning that you can essentially have 2 of them. Her ultimate, Hyoku Twin Blades. Twin Blades leave their sheaths as Chiori slices with the clean cuts of a master tailor, dealing area of effect geo damage based on her attack and defense. She's also got quite a few very strange passive abilities. So her first one is Brocaded Collars, blah, 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 blah. When any party member is wearing an outfit apart from their default outfit or using a glider other than the Wings of First Flight, your party members will obtain the Swift Stride effect. Movement speed is increased by 10%. This passive will not affect you in Domains, Trounce Domains, and Spiral Abyss. Swift Stride does not stack. I am, however, curious, despite the fact that it says that this ability won't stack with the same ability, it doesn't necessarily mean that you couldn't get the benefit of movement speed from having animal characters in the party, and also the added ability of passive characters that give you a movement speed buff in general during the day or night. So we could possibly see quite a bit of movement speed added to our characters alongside Chiori's passive. Her next passive is Tailor Made, and it's a combat passive that is quite complicated and weird. I'll do my best to explain it. Gain different effects depending on the next action you take within a short duration after using her elemental skill. If you press the elemental skill, you'll get a tapestry effect, versus if you press your normal attack button, you'll get a tailoring effect. The tapestry effect is as follows. It will automatically switch to the next character in your roster, grant all your party members a Seize the Moment passive, which makes it so that when your active party members' normal attacks, charge attacks, and plunging attacks hit an opponent, Sode will execute a coordinated attack dealing 100% of Fluttering Hasode's upward sweep damage as area of effect geo damage at the opponent's location. Damage dealt with this way is considered elemental skill damage, and the Seize the Moment passive buff, whatever, lasts 8 seconds, and one of Sode's coordinated attacks can be unleashed every 2 seconds. 2 such coordinated attacks can occur per Seize the Moment effect duration. Now for the tailoring passive, Chiori gains Geo Infusion for 5 seconds. Additionally, when on the field, if Chiori does not either press her elemental skill or use normal attack within a short time after using her elemental skill, the tailoring effect will be triggered by default. Finally, her last passive. When a nearby party member creates a Geo construct, Chiori will gain 20% Geo damage bonus for 20 seconds. Moving on to her Constellations, her C1, the area of effect of her doll Sode, summoned by her elemental skill, is increased by 50%. I assume it means the size of the area of effect because it doesn't specify if it's the damage. Additionally, if there is a Geo party member other than Chiori, her elemental skill will trigger the following after the dash is completed. It'll summon an additional Sode, and it'll also trigger the passive Finishing Touch. I've condensed the description because what this essentially means and why this is so big is it means that you no longer will have to have a Geo construct to get her passive 20% Geo damage per 20 seconds, and you also don't have to have a Geo construct to summon one additional robot. Her C2, for 10 seconds after using her ultimate ability, a simplified Ottoman doll Kinu will be summoned next to your active character every 3 seconds. Kinu will attack nearby opponents, dealing area of effect geo damage equivalent to 170% of Sode's damage. Damage dealt in this way is considered elemental skill damage, and Kinu will leave the field after 1 attack or after lasting 3 seconds. Her C3 will end up increasing her elemental skill by 3 levels. Her C4 for 8 seconds after triggering either the follow-up effect of her tailor-made passive talent, when your current active party member's normal attack or plunging attack hit a nearby enemy, a simplified Ottoman doll of Kinu will be summoned near this opponent. You can summon 1 Kinu every 1 second in this way. Up to 3 may be summoned this way during each instance of the tailor-made passive. The above effect can be triggered once every 15 seconds. And of course, you have to unlock her tailor-made passive. Her C5 increases her ultimate ability by 3 levels, and her C6, after triggering a follow-up effect of the tailor-made passive, Chiori's elemental skill cooldown is decreased by 12 seconds. In addition, the damage dealt by Chiori's own normal attacks is increased by an amount equal to 235% of her defense. Really interesting character. Seems like she's just a better, more competent version of Albedo because of so much of her abilities scaling off of defense, but namely that's got to do with having higher constellations.